Okay, so let's take a look here at some of the game types in the arcade machines and kind of how each game plays and how each game interacts with the arcade machine that it's in. So the first of the game types that we have are these RPG cards. You'll notice there is a monster in the center of a specific color, and then it has 8 health points here. So that means I would need to get green dice, only green dice, to match the color of the monster, and the value of those dice needs to exceed its health value, so it needs to be 8 or more. So that would defeat the monster, and then I would complete the game. And so the difference between each of the RPG games is it's just a different colored monster. So this is only blue with 8 health points, and then this is red with 8 health points. So let's just put the machine here. You'll see the bonus that the RPG games get are dice pickups. So you can immediately remove dice from the board and put them into your queue. But it has a maximum limit of 2. So each level has a different maximum limit because this is a pretty powerful one. So this is one of the cards that has a maximum. Okay, so those are our RPGs. Next is the fighting game. So this one requires you need to always have a specific dice, and then the fighter also has health points as well. So you need at least one red 5, and then you have to have the total of dice that walk over the arcade to be 6 or more, a total of 6 or more. Same one here. This is actually a harder level, so this is a level 2 card, but since it has 3 icons, one of them is red, signifying that it's harder than the other level 2 games. Slightly harder, but it does give you that additional icon, which you'll be able to move more across the scoreboard when you use it. So this one requires a blue 3 and then a health value of 7. So that means your second die to complete this, or dice, you can have multiple dice to complete it, needs to be like a 4 or more. And then it rewards you with hype when you activate the arcade machine. Put that in. Next one is the space shooter game. So this one, you'll see a bunch of different icons. So these represent the aliens. This means, so to complete this game, you need a 5 of any color, a red die, and a green die. Now the significance of this is that you can have a 5 red and it would complete both these objectives. So a red 5 and any green would complete it. You can complete it with 2 dice. Or a green 5 and any red. Or you could just do a blue 5 and then any red and green if you wanted to. Whatever way works. And then the reward here are you get some tickets. Oh, here's another one of the more difficult ones. So this is a 2 blue and a red or a green 1. So ideally you'd be able to match both those colors. You can do it in 2 dice, but it's a little more specific. Okay, the last type of game is the racing game. This one has like 2 different styles. It's either a top speed or a minimum speed, or maximum speed, I guess. So this one you have to get lower than 4. So the total value on the dice, it has to be lower than 4. And then you have to have 2 dice to complete it. These 2 symbols mean 2 separate dice to complete it, lower than 4. So you can't have 3, you have to have 2. But every blue die that you have in this will subtract 2 from the total. So you want to collect blues because it'll be easier. But of course, if you have a green and a red 1, you're fine. Then here, this is the over one. It needs to exceed 13. Again, this is a harder level for its tier. So it's a level 2, but it imitates more of a level 3 card. This one, you need 2 dice again. Reds contribute plus 2 to the total. So the total needs to exceed 13. Okay, so now let's see how they interact with the arcade machines. So there's 3 different types of arcade machines. You'll see there's a purple, a blue, and a yellow. Those are signified by these are the tiles that you put in your arcade. So you put this down, and then when the dice run over them and stop, so it would come over here and stop, that's how I know it's playing this purple machine. So you can only have one of each machine type. The cool thing, each machine has its own little separate power. So if we look at it, this power is to place your bonus markers on the bonus spaces. So you can basically either set up for a bonus action or you move your little bonus meeples onto those bonus spaces. Now you only have 2 bonus meeples, so you'd only be able to do that twice. Then however many times you do that, you always get the reward dependent on the game that's in the machine. So how I would do that is you have to take a coin to activate these. I take a coin, I insert it into there, showing that I have consumed that power. You can only do it once per game that you have on the machine. And then I would move 2 of my bonus meeples, these guys, put them on the board. And then I would get, because I did that twice, I would get 2 tickets out of it. Okay, so let's look at the blue one. The blue one this one's a little more static. These are your joystick pawns that you have. You put these on the scoreboard after unlocking objectives throughout the game. And for however many you have on the scoreboard, you get that many of the specific resources. So you start with 1, but you can get up to 4 on the board. So this one is a little weak. This arcade set is a little weak in the beginning, but it scales quite well because you can get up to 4 and it's easy. You always have it. Once you've unlocked it, you've always had it. And so if I put a coin in, I could get up to, a lot of these hype resource. The last one, the yellow one, this one's very useful. So this one allows me to remove my recruiters from the board. So there's only a few instances in which you can actually recall your recruiters. One is getting pushed off by another player. Another is when you're completely empty on dice and recruiters. You can take back as many recruiters as you want. But this one allows you to do it at almost any time. Anytime you have loaded up a new game in here, you'll be able to do it. Then for however many recruiters you remove from the board, you can have up to 4, you get whatever is in here. So this would be, I could remove 2 recruiters to get 2 dice, or I can remove 4 recruiters, but this one caps out at 2. Again, when you complete the game, so if I were to complete this game, I just remove this token and it's ready for the next round.